Wow. All right, everyone. This is the first live stream of quantum meditation, this new offering that I'm bringing to this world. I'm going to take some time to wait until everyone joins and signs up and come into this sacred space, this space of healing that we're going to be really collaborating on tonight. And what is very, very important when we go into a space of healing, we want to prepare ourselves. We don't want to just jump in, do it, and then go, right? There's this deep, deep preparation, like when we are having an important conversation with someone or an important meeting for a job. We're not just not even showering, getting out of bed, not brushing our teeth, putting the same t-shirt from yesterday, jumping into either the conversation or the meeting. We're not just not prepared, no notes, not knowing, and then barely saying goodbye and then leaving, right? And so there's this preparation we want to do to be a vessel, a channel for healing. Our body is such a masterpiece. And there's many intricate places within our body that can help us heal ourselves, heal the other, and heal the world. And the sad thing about it is that we were not told or taught this. And a lot of us had to figure this out throughout our lives. But not only the body is the space we're in, we're sponges. We really receive the information and the vibrations of our surroundings and the people we're with, the places we're in, the places we go to. And so preparing our altar space, our temple space, outwards and inwards is so important in order to really drop into a state of deep presence, of deep allowance, of deep healing. So for those who are joining in today on this live, welcome. I'm so happy that you chose to be here, amongst, I'm sure, many, many things to do on a Friday evening. And I'm very excited to bring this into life because most of you know I've been teaching quantum healing facilitator trainings for a while called the Warrior of Light. And they are in-person trainings. And I feel it's important for us all to have accessibility to these healing techniques and tools, and not just through a training, because a lot of us don't have the time or the money to go into a training, an intensive training, but we want to be able to just heal ourselves when we want to. And so these meditations are really helpful to learn oneself, to learn the power of our mind, to learn certain tools and techniques that can really help us to dive deeper into our healing. And as we start progressing with these quantum healing tools and techniques, we start to really awaken deeper and deeper psychic abilities that are here, that are there, they're always there. They might be a bit dormant, and then we just need to reawaken them. So I'm going to start by lighting an incense for a moment, creating a space here for myself and for those who are joining this live stream. If you do have an important piece you have at home, or some smudging tools like Palo Santo or sage, or even just an incense, and you have time to grab it and it's next to you, I definitely invite you to do so. Bring these items, these crystals, these stones, totems, whatever it is that feels right to you, and bring them into your space. You can light your incense with an intention. Then I'll be lighting some Palo Santo here to purify the space and myself. the beauty of Palo Santo, it's a very, very special bark that we find in Central and South America, mostly South America. And this bark is both a pungent and a softener, and a sweetener. So it cleanses the space and clears all the energies and the bacteria of the space, and also brings more softness and sweetness into the space. So it doesn't leave just an open space for other energies to enter, but it closes the space with some sweetness, and so we can really feel this beautiful container of love. Just gonna make sure this incense is not too much on our face. So I'll put it on the side here. All right, here we go. So what is quantum? I'm sure many of you probably already know inside of you, and there's this wanting to find a definition and understanding of quantum. And quantum, when we're talking about quantum healing, we're really breaking down the reality at the smallest particle and subatomic particles and atoms of this reality. And we're seeing this reality based out of space and light. And the merging of space and light create matter, form. And so as we break down the smallest particles of this reality, we're really tapping into the light information of this reality, of this creation. When we are in quantum healing, we're tapping into the smallest particles of this reality and merging with them, transmuting them, transforming them, and recalibrating them. Quantum healing is the power of the mind. It's allowing your mind to be so sharp and so attuned with yourself that you can merge with the smallest forms of your being. You are not separated by creation. You're not separated by the smallest particles. You are part of it. You are a mixed match of many of them. And so it's breaking down your form, your being, into the smallest particles of light and traveling through these particles of light and merging them into new spaces and new realities. So we're really creating new forms, new shapes as we tap into the smallest particles of this reality. We can shift and shape the forms of our being, our belief system, our traumas, our pains, of illnesses, our sicknesses, outside of ourselves and inside of ourselves. It really is infinite. It's miracle healing. And it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of focus. It takes a lot of willpower. And if we really tap into the deepest core of healing, is an inner knowing. And you probably heard stories of people healing deep, deep illnesses by believing they could. If you do believe you can heal something, if you do believe you can create something, if you do believe you can become someone, you do. Doesn't mean it's happening like this, well, maybe sometimes. But most of the time, it's a long process, it's a long practice, it's a long devotion, a long determination. It takes time to continuously choose to know this, continuously choose to work on the creation of it. And then it does come to fruition. It might take a year, it might take 10, right? But if we continuously work on holding the belief of this, what we want to see manifested, the energy of our belief creates reality. And so the first thing we want to do in quantum healing is clearing our mind. If our mind is our tool and our mind is cluttered, our mind is dusty, our mind is full of stuff that's been there for so long and is not being cleared, we can't work with it. Let's see that your mind is a spaceship or a plane, and you're going out to the sky, to space with it. It's full of things. It hasn't been clean. It hasn't been put more engine oil in it, or hasn't been dedusted or upgraded. It's not going to go too far. So that's really what we want to do. We want to clear our mind, declutter, unravel, and find the deepest clarity in our mind so we can access the infinite potential of the mind. And within that infinite potential of the mind, we can start tapping into the infinite potential of reality inside and outside of ourselves. I felt the call today to share about my life story, because a lot of you might not even know how I came to be who I am. And I feel it's always important as you get to learn someone, you relate to them, you relate to their story, and maybe you feel inspired because you either have a similar story or a desire to walk a similar path. I was born in France, in Paris, and from day one, I was born with really active psychic abilities. I was able to feel a lot, very, very empathic. I could feel everyone around me, all the energies around me. I could see forms, shapes, colors, beings from different dimensions, different spaces. And I never really got the chance to explore this because my environment really wasn't too prone for this. And talking in the 90s in France, it was quite taboo to talk about these things. Shamanic, right? Cosmic, ETs. All this was really just blah, blah, this is not real, witchy. And early on in my ages, I just started having a lot of experiences that showed me that there was more out of this reality, more out of our mundane day-to-day life. The first experience I have that I can really, really remember so clearly, I was 8 years old. I was in south of France in Port-Grimaud, and I was playing hide and seek with my brother and a couple of friends of ours that were living in the same little neighborhood area. And it was dark time, it was nighttime, we're playing hide and seek, and I'm the one seeking and everyone's hiding, and I'm running miles and miles around trying to find. It was huge. People were hiding in boats, some were hiding above trees. It was really a huge playground. And I'm running, trying to find them. And at some point, as I'm running, I'm hitting an invisible wall. And the only thing that happens, my head falls back and I can look up. And right above me was a 4-pointed star. Right above my head. And I felt trembling in my entire being. I started shaking, shivering. And I heard thousands and thousands of voices. It felt like I was tapping into a radio station from space. And I didn't know what was going on. I was very scared, very surprised. And it was so strong in my body. And all I was doing is just lifting my head. I couldn't move my body. I was completely transcended. And I was hearing this light language activation from tapping into maybe many, many spaceships or galaxies or constellations or star families. And I remember it probably lasted about 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. And I get out of it and I'm completely in shock. I call all my friends to come. And I tell the stories, and only one of my girlfriends really sat next to me and really was interested in what I was talking about. And I share how I felt, what was going on, and she was like, okay, well, I don't know what you're talking about, but sure, go home. I was still quite traumatized. I go home and I tell my mom. I was living with my mom. My parents were divorced. And she was very, very serious about it because I had already many of these experiences when I was little. And she made me sat next to her on our computer and she told me, tell me the whole story. And she wrote every single detail on the computer. And then following this experience, next week, then the following week, and weeks after weeks, I just kept on having experiences on experiences like this where I kept on connecting with higher dimensional beings. And I felt very lucky from day one that I had this ability to feel and to know that there was something out there that was guiding us. Fast forward in 2015, I live in Australia. I'm studying journalism. I'm becoming a documentarian for wildlife protection in South Africa. And as I leave New York to move to Australia, I leave the nightclub industry. And I move to Australia, in Perth, Australia. And I start very deeply in my meditation, very deeply in my yoga. And as I'm transitioning from a world living at night to a world living during the day, I had intense insomnia. For a period of 8 months, I was not sleeping at night at all. Could not fall asleep. Saw many doctors, tried a few medications here and there, and nothing worked. And I remember at some point I decided to meditate instead of sleeping. And I'm like, you know what? If I can't sleep and I'm really battling myself into trying to fall asleep and it's not working, I'm just gonna meditate. And I was laying down the whole night, going deeper and deeper into myself. I start to retrace my entire life in my mind. I'm going from every experiences that might have traumatized me and forgive them and see them and hold them and love them and see where it brought me at this moment. As I start to do this deep, deep work, I start to feel presences coming into my field as I'm meditating night after night. One night, my light mother, that I call, comes in my field, and she speaks directly to me. And the beauty of it is it was light particles coming down from the ceiling. And she comes next to me, and this shape and this form starts to create itself. And it wasn't a form of a human, it was really just a long shape, light long shape. You could know that it was a feminine energy. Her finger elongates, and this huge long finger goes into my right ear. And it says, my name was Margot at that time. Margot, can you hear me? I say yes. Margot, do you understand me? I say yes. And she says, we're going to work on you for a moment, but the only thing you can not do is move. Do you understand? Yes. And there, the entire room gets completely white, and I'm in this ship. It's like an operation room, and there's hundreds of white light beings around me, running with white robes and notepads, and it's very futuristic. And they start to do this light surgery on me, and I feel very deep tingling on me. It's a long story, a long experience, and I could feel as she's moving light through my body, she's healing deep, deep rooted trauma that my body, my cellular body, the smallest particles, quantum particles of my body are being healed and being reprogrammed into pure white light. She keeps on working, and then at the end she leaves. I jump out of bed, I turn the light on, and I'm like, what just happened? I'm out of my mind. Did I go completely crazy? I had my eyes open. I could see everything with my own eyes. I was not sleeping. And I jump on my couch and I turn my computer on. At this moment, at this time and space in Australia, I was doing a lot of video journaling where I was talking to myself in the videos, in the camera, just to rewatch and see my progress. And I press play to record myself talking and explaining this whole situation. And as I start talking, and I was in bed, and I go in complete agony of the deepest suffering I've ever felt in my entire life. And I could feel every particle of this reality being broken in pieces. I could feel how it feels to break a leg, to be murdered, to walk on an ant, to have a heartbreak, to a tree being cut. Any kind of part of suffering of this reality, of this existence on earth, I was feeling it at this moment, and I'm in complete agony. And this lasts probably 2.5 minutes, and it goes away. And right at this moment, I know who I am. I know where I'm at. I understand this reality. And I know a lot of you had similar experiences through your awakening journeys. And a very funny story, I was just mentioning that. I still didn't really comprehend what was happening. I called my ex-boyfriend at that time and I say, I need to tell you something. Something's happening to me. I need to tell you everything. And he comes in the middle of the night. It's probably 4 a.m. He comes and we sit on the couch and I tell him the whole story. And he's just not on the same page. And he's like, all right, everything's gonna be okay. We're gonna see maybe my mom tomorrow. His mom was a nurse, and we might just talk to a few people, just see what we can do. And at this moment, it's like, whoa, okay, nothing happened. All this was a nightmare. Let's just go to bed. And I really realized at this moment what was happening in the world when we are going through awakening. We don't have much support, because very often when we awaken, our communities and our surrounding isn't. And so we don't have anyone to relate to. And that's when we start to awakening, we start to leave our family, our environments, and start to reach to different communities that can help us remember who we actually are and tell us that we're not alone. So I wanted to share this story just so you understand where I come from and the beauty that can happen when we really, truly work with the deepest states of meditation. When we are in the deepest state of meditation, we lower our brainwave frequency to theta brainwave, which is a state you naturally are when you're about to wake up and when you're about to fall asleep. This state is a deeply creative state. It's a state where your whole nervous system is super active and light, and you can receive tremendous amount of information. When you're in that state, you also open a back library door, which is called your subconscious mind, and you can simultaneously work with your conscious and subconscious mind. And so you can go back and forth between your memories, your future memories, your present memories, and really work dimensional work here where time and space does not exist. When you are truly working with meditation in the state of theta, when you're intentionally sitting, intentionally working with the power of your mind, the power of your presence, you can achieve deeper and deeper state of awareness, of consciousness, of understanding. And really quantum work is really working with your consciousness awareness. Is shuttering down every particle of your being into oneness, into a space of I am presence. I am here and I am now. So I invite all those who are here tonight, you can close your eyes if you are not already. Tonight we'll go together into this deep transcendent space, the theta brainwave state. And we're going to learn some tools and techniques of quantum healing that can help us release pain, illness, suffering, belief system out of our being. The first thing we want to do is connect to our breath. Your breath is your guide in this whole journey and in your entire life. Let's take deep, long inhales. And a long exhale. We're going to continue this way, and we're going to add a little pause at the top of the inhale and a little pause at the top of the exhale. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. Keep on breathing this way. Find your pace. Focus only on your breath. Focus on how your breath feels in your body, in your chest. Become one with that breath. As your single pointed focus is on the breath, the rest just starts to vanish away. This is the breath that I used for these 8 long months that I had meditating instead of sleeping in Australia. And through this breath, there's immense, immense potential. because you're fully regulating your nervous system and your body system. You're allowing yourself to prolong your breathing capacity, to control your breathing capacity, to see where you stand in your breath. How deep can you exhale? How deep can you inhale? How long can you hold in between? Can you challenge yourself? Keep on breathing. Don't let that go. And if you're just joining at this moment, find a comfortable position. You can also be laying down. You don't have to be seated like I am. You can make yourself super comfortable. And start tuning to your breath through deep, long inhale and exhales and slight pauses in between your breath. Feel your breath starting to move through your entire body, moving up and down through your body. And this can be understood as one of the first techniques we use in quantum healing. It's called scanning, body scan. And you're scanning through your body from head to toe. It's like you're looking and observing every parts of your body going downwards from head to toe. And you're assessing how it feels, how it is, in which state it is. And really in quantum healing, we're moving into an emotional intelligence. We're really feeling here. We're letting our intuitive power of empathic sensation to be present. And just keep on scanning from head to toe, moving slowly down through your body and assessing where you're at. And it feels like you're doing a photocopy of your body and creating a map of how it is. Maybe as you start to finish down to your feet, you can see on the side there like a virtual intelligence, right? Like we're seeing a different image in our inner eye and into our third eye, and we're seeing the scan here of our body right here on the side. You can see your head, your shoulders, your entire body, and then your legs and your feet. And maybe you can see different colors or different shapes on your scan, noticing where the tension lies. If you tell your mind that the red would be places where it feels more pain or tight, and yellow places that are more open and relaxed, you start to see that these colors, red, green, blue, yellow, starts to shape themselves into your body scan on the side. You can continue scanning if you feel like you haven't finished one little part, maybe an arm is missing or a hand is missing, and you want to keep on scanning your body and adding these shapes and these colors to your picture, your body scan, and looking where it is. And so this meditation is really working with the power of your visualization. when you dream, your body and your mind has no idea that it's actually not physical reality. It doesn't have a distinction. So when you're dreaming, it's like you're actually experiencing life. You're also creating trauma, you're also creating pain through your dreams, and a lot of lessons and growth and openings as well. And so your visualization is going to be your key point here in quantum healing and in healing in general. It's being able to really work with the visualization aspect, your creative aspect. You're creating a reality with your inner eye. And then once that scan is done, just look at it. Just look where you're at. Maybe you already know the places that are in pain. Maybe your shoulders or your neck are more in pain, or your lower back, or maybe you've got a knee injury or shoulder injuries. And these places are already quite red and orange. And maybe there's other places you had no idea held tension, and you can see it in the map. And you see gradual colors of red, orange, green, and yellow. And now I want you to focus on the places where there's more red. And start at one place. So if it's your neck, your shoulders, your knee, whatever it is, you choose where to go. You intuitively will go where it's needed. And spend a moment in that space where there is tension. You can use your hand as if you would be visualizing your body in front of you and feeling with your hands the places that need more healing and more awareness. And maybe you will feel heat in the palms of your hands where you need to stop. So again, maybe on the left side here, you have a picture and a map of your body. And in front of you, you have some sort of visualization, a 3D image of your body either laying down or sitting or in front of you standing up. And you can pass your hands around these areas that feel like there's more tension. If you're laying down, it's going to be right in front of you here. And what do you do when you are in a space of tension? What would you naturally do if you know there's a space of tension? Let's say your friend comes to you and they say, I've got a tight shoulder, I've got a tight back, I've got a tight neck. You would probably go there and feel like you're massaging it or pushing or pressing on the tension, trying to release it and moving it outwards. So we call this a push and pull, or a press and pull. These are terminologies that we can use in quantum healing to understand the movements we're doing from the power of our mind. So here, as you're in the space of tension and pain, I want you to visualize as if you would be gently pressing on this space and pushing it outwards. And as you do so, maybe you maneuver around, you go to the sides, you go to the middle. You feel that tension really being released. And focus deeper and deeper into that space. And that really shows you how sharp your mind is. If you start to wander off and be like, okay, I'm done. All right, when am I gonna eat? What am I going to eat tonight? Your mind will try to take you away. And then as you keep on focusing, you bring yourself back to that place. You bring yourself back to that place. You bring yourself back to that place continuously. You're slowly derooting your attention back into your focus. And as you keep on doing so, you're creating a sharpening, a training of your mind. Your mind is a muscle, it's a tool that you will strengthen. It's like when you start doing breath work, at first your breath is so limited and then it starts to expand. You start doing yoga, your body is so stiff and then it's flexible. Really, the mind's the same thing. So come back to those places. Maybe you've moved places now, you're somewhere else, you may be on your knee or your hip or the lower back. And act as if you would be doing a really nice pressed massage on these places of tension. And we're just gonna do these push, pull, press, pull movements. Remember, your breath is still there too. You're breathing. Your breath is slow and steady. So if you're doing some press here, maybe you do some more pulling. Maybe you start to feel that this tension is just very, very tightly holding onto your body. And you feel like you're just grabbing it and pulling it out. Grabbing it and pulling out. Grabbing it and pulling it out. And we really want to remain in these spaces of tension until you feel like it's over. Like it doesn't need more attention right now. And you will see, you'll naturally stop and continue. The same as if you would have a conversation with someone you know most likely to stop or to continue talking. Right? There's these spaces that we intuitively know how to work with. And we call these negative and positive spaces in quantum healing. The spaces of going and the spacing of retreating. So keep on moving through your body. Maybe you're pressing and pulling. Maybe you're pulling, releasing. And maybe you've noticed as you're doing so, your eyes, your inner eye, your actual eyes, are moving inside of you. You're naturally connecting to the left part and the right part of your body, to the top and the bottom, to in front and behind. And you're gazing into these places, but you're gazing inwardly. You're really looking inward. And right now we're just focusing on ourselves and our body. You're giving yourself some love and attention. Keep on going. Maybe you start to really feel some heat in your hands as you're moving energy around. And that's totally normal. Maybe you start to feel the tension releasing directly from your body, or some tingling sensations on your body. And let's do this for another couple of minutes. Running through the scan of your body. If you forgot which places, go back to that scan, look at it again. Try to find another spot where there's redness or deep orange. Pushing, pressing, pulling. Your breath is soft. You are connected to your body. As you're slowly finishing up this push, press, and pull, I invite you to do a second scan of your body, from head to toe, moving your awareness and seeing, looking and feeling how the body feels. And you can see next to the first scan, there's a second scan that's being created. And maybe the places where red was, it's now orange or yellow. Maybe the green, the deeper, peaceful, very, very relaxed spaces are green. Keep on scanning. And once you've done your scan, bringing these two images in front of you and looking at the differences. Seeing how quickly you can change and shift the tensions of your body. If you're not able to see what I'm talking about, it's totally fine. And as you start to really work with the power of your mind and your psychic abilities, especially your clairvoyance, right? Being able to see with the mind's eye. As we continue to work with this, it will become more and more clear, and it will look like an actual TV that we're looking at. But at first, it might just be a sensation. It might just be a feeling. And that feeling can slowly transform into an image form. If you're not seeing, don't get worried or don't be pissed at yourself or don't think you're not doing a good job. These are really just gradual progress that we will do. Just stay with these scans, stay with the sensation of your body, and try to keep on looking deeper and deeper and see if there's some more of an image that starts being created. And really in this, use your creativity, use your imagination. Your imagination creates worlds and realities. All right, as we look at the differences in our two scans, we do see the work that we've done in just a few minutes. You can place these scans aside, going back to your body and your breath for a moment. Taking deep, long inhales, pausing at the top, and deep, long exhales and pausing at the bottom. This time we're going to be moving into clearing the spaces of the body. So attuning to how the body feels once again. I want you to visualize your body as being a funnel. And you look inside this fennel and you see how cluttered it is. You will know, you will see, you will feel how your vessel, your fennel, looks like. And I want you to just observe this for a moment. Look at your body, see it as a fennel, and look at how much stuff and clutter is in there. It can be dust, it can be muck, it can be food, it can be a mess, it can be many, many, many things. Allow yourself to sit with that and look at this image of your body as a fennel. And at this moment, tell yourself it's so okay, it's so fine. You're allowed to be there because you're human. And that the work of ascending as a human into a more aligned, more aware, and more peaceful being, and loving and kind being, is about continuously cleaning and cleansing this fennel. And that's why we continuously do practices like yoga, like meditation, like sound healing, like breath work, like plant medicine, all these things that help us cleanse our vessel, our fennel. And so as you look at your fennel here, what would you intuitively pick to cleanse this? How do you declutter your vessel? And now it's up to you. I want you to intuitively clean up your space. Notice the movements, the shapes, the tools that you are using to clean up your space. Maybe you're digging. Maybe you're taking, putting it away. Maybe you're blowing into it. Maybe you're brushing it. And so whatever it is that you're using, whatever tools is perfect, because that is what is needed for you. So there you go, here you have it. Cleanse your space, whichever tools you're using is perfect, and see if you can declutter your fennel. See if you can declutter your space to create more of a pathway for the infinite light to move through. Maybe your breathing starts to get a bit deeper, and maybe your body starts to feel a bit heavier because you know that this is so deeply rooted in you, and you start to feel it in your physical body. Maybe you will start to feel emotions, maybe memories. Maybe there are breakthroughs that are coming through, or reminders. So I encourage you to have a deeper breath, to even breathe out through a sigh, or through a long exhale, or through a sound. Use these sounds to help you release, to help you connect with yourself. You know what this clutter is. You know exactly what it is. And so this is just a reminder where you're at and where you can go. Clean your space. Honor it. Honor the beauty in it. Honor the time and the experiences. Be grateful for the ability that you have today to do this work. You choose to be here with yourself and declutter and cleanse yourself. And maybe there's really not much in there, but still dedust a little bit. Maybe you're adding some shining powder on it. Maybe you're oiling your fennel. Maybe you're creating some really nice, cozy spaces in there. If there are some movements that starts to come along as you're shaking your hands or shaking your body, feel free to do so and release. Keep on going, keep on releasing, keep on decluttering, cleansing, opening. And slowly you start to see your fennel being cleaner and cleaner. The walls are becoming thinner and thinner, and the dust and the muck is fading away. You might start to feel lighter and lighter. And as you slowly settle into a more peaceful breath, I want you to visualize this fennel of yours being a clean, open, bright, shiny fennel, vessel, space. Maybe slowly this fennel that's in front of you is merging into your body. And you feel yourself as being this vessel space. If there's any last remaining pieces that needs to be cleansed and cleared out, do so. And you slowly remain into this space of openness. This space of clarity. You feel good in your body. Your fennel is so shiny and clear. It feels good to be in there. Your awareness is really focusing on the sensations of the body. Of visualizing this body to be cleansed, to be pure, to be open. And as your fennel is cleansed and clear and open, light starts to shine through again. And you can start to see light shining upwards through your body, into your crown, outwards, into your space. And just for now, we're visualizing your space being filled with light, your surrounding area. We can maybe start to feel this light being created from your Sushumna channel, your Kundalini channel, the back of your spine, the bottom of your spine. Lifting up this light energy out from your crown into the space that you're in. You're generating this light and you're sharing it with your environment. And this light goes back down into the earth where you're sitting, below you, going up through your root, into your body, out from your crown, into the space, down to the floor, into your root, back through your body, out through your crown, into your space, and continuing to circle up this energy of light, moving from your vessel to your vessel, and generating this divine healing light from and through you into the space you're in. Maybe it goes deeper and deeper into the earth and further out. Circling this light energy with Mother Earth and Father Sky. Your body becomes a channel of light. And keep on visualizing and feeling this light moving in circle from your body out into the space, into the earth, out from your body into the space, into the earth. As you're continuing to circle up this energy, your body and your awareness merge into a space of I am presence, I am here and now. I am fully aware and present with what is. And right now we're just staying with our body and with the space we're in, cultivating this circling energy, cultivating the sensations of the body, and cultivating a deeper state of trance, a deeper state of I am here and now, I am presence. As you keep on circling this energy, perhaps your body feels lighter and lighter, and you feel as if you're hovering above the ground. And this light, this energy is really moving you further and further up. Coming out of your space, into perhaps the street where you're at. Still circling this light energy. You start to see a wider span in your awareness. You start to see the streets, the cars, the houses, the buildings, as you're lifting yourself higher and higher up. Your light circles deeper and deeper down into the earth and wider out into the spaces. Your auric field expands, and these circling motions expands. Maybe you're starting to go so high that you see the town you're in. The city, the state. The country. Perhaps you arrive in this space where you're feeding light from the earth to your body, from your body to the earth, from the earth to your body, from your body to the earth, and circling this light, feeding the world. Feel it feeding the existence. And when you are here and you truly feel peaceful, you continue to cycle up this energy, this light. And I invite you to remain in this space of samadhi, this space of bliss, this space of peace for a little bit. Allow yourself to experience true presence. You can choose a frequency you would like to cultivate. It can be love. It can be peace. It can be compassion, kindness, joy. Whatever it is that you would like to cultivate in yourself and into the world, as you are in this deep space of I am presence, you can send out this vibration from your body outwards. Every cell of your body is recalibrating itself to the frequency that you hold. You become that which you call forth. Your intentions are good. You are in a space of deep prayers. Your body is still. Your heart is expanded. You are in a space of deep peace. In this space, you can create new realities. We slowly bring ourselves back closer and closer to the earth. Continue to cycle up this energy. And this time the other way around. Through your body, down your root, out from your root, into the earth, into your crown, through your spine, down to your root, out from the root, into the earth, into your crown, through your body, down to the root, and continuing to cycle up this energy. And it feels as if you're pulling yourself back closer and closer to the earth. Rerooting yourself down from your root, out into the earth, into your crown, down through your spine, your body, into the root, into the earth, up to your crown, and continuing to cycle up this energy, bringing yourself back as you see yourself closer and closer to the earth, closer and closer from your country, closer and closer from your town, closer and closer from your streets, closer and closer into your home, your space, your building, closer and closer into your room. Once you're back in your room, hold your energy into your heart. Staying in your heart for a moment. Emanating this frequency that you called in deeper into your heart. Let's bring the breath a bit deeper through deep, long inhale. And a long exhale. Deep inhale. Long exhale. You can add some wiggles on your fingers, some gentle movements of your body just to ground back, maybe touching your body. You can choose to keep your eyes closed and stay in this space. So going back in a recap of what we just learned, the first thing we do is preparing our space, allowing ourselves to ground, to be in a sacred prayer container. As we connect to our breath, we start to scan, body scan of the body. Going through head to toe, starting to notice the places that hold tension into a more red color, gradually going through orange yellow, which is still quite of a good yellow, is a good place of peace, of openness of the body, and then the deeper greens are really a complete peace and complete opening of the body, which is not often that we see it all around the body. And then pushing, pulling, pressing into those spaces of tension as we're opening the tension and releasing the tension, visualizing as a movement into these spaces of our body. As we do so, we do a second scan, and then observing these two scans, we're really working with the power of visualization. We've moved into looking at our body as a vessel and seeing how cluttered our body is, and cleansing the space of our body and decluttering the vessel and the fennel, and using these tools, your tools, into cleansing that space, your intuitive tools that you have that feels good and that you relate to. And as we really cleanse the vessel, we cleanse the fennel, we open this fennel up to receiving light and letting that light information to move through the body, and then creating a circling energy from our body out into the space, into different spaces that we choose, and gradually lifting ourselves up as we see ourselves further and further from the earth. When we are in this deep space of peace and trance, we can cultivate a frequency of greater quality that we want to give out to the world, and also recalibrate every cell of our body. When we are in this deep, deep state of presence, this theta state, like I said, it's a deep, creative, infinite possibility state. If when we are in this state of theta and we're calling in a frequency of love, of abundance, of healing, of compassion, we're telling every space in the cellular body to be of that frequency. So we're recalibrating every cell of our body to that frequency. And as often as we do this work, as more and more present these frequencies are in our body, and the cell and the memory cell are really holding on to that information. So it's beautiful that we learned this today, as whenever you feel like you had a long day and you feel like you're so tired or you're fed up, you can really go in these spaces of detention, deep, deep tension of your body, and releasing them, pressing, pulling, releasing, decluttering, brushing, cleansing, blowing. These movements will help us to release our blockages, release our energetic blockages, release our tensions. And as we do so, we obviously slowly open up our vessel to receive information, to receive light, a quantum field of this reality where all is being created. And then when we are in that deep, deep space of presence, of I am presence, I like to call it I am presence, I really embody presence, then we can cultivate this frequency and give it outwards. This is a beautiful way to share that frequency with the world, or with someone in particular, or a place in particular in the world, especially right now. And so this is one part of quantum healing, and we've had some beautiful tools tonight. And I invite you, after this session, to cultivate and go back to these places where you work with the sharpening of your mind, you work with your ability to visualize these things with your inner eye. And as you start to really sharpen your mind, your clairvoyance, your psychic abilities are really going to start opening up and being decluttered. And you're going to start to see these things way more clearly. And when we are in quantum healing sessions with someone or with ourselves, we start to really see these things so clearly that there's just a necessity to release it or to heal it. And there's different techniques and tools that we can do, different movements, different visualizations that we can do to help us heal. And it really all comes from this place of deep alertness, deep awareness. And really, this is in our mind. This is the power of our nervous system. And really, then the nervous system is connection of light. Right? And so it's all light particles and light information passing through our body. And so this is where lies all the power of healing. As we start to be in communion with our mind and our heart, and creating a heart and mind coherence of presence, of love and kindness, of power, of knowing. So I've been feeling the call to host a weekend intensive of quantum meditation, where we're going to be meditating most of the day and working with these tools and practices of quantum healing throughout an entire weekend in a group of people. And so stay tuned with me as I unfold this vision and put it into reality. It's most likely going to be around January. So if you feel called to do this work deeper, and especially in a group, because as we're doing it in a group, we start to feel the energy being more vibrant and more potent, and the impact is so much deeper as well, as we're all doing it together. You probably imagine people meditating together into a specific project or a specific place or a specific healing. It can be so much more potent And so if you feel like you want to do this work, stay tuned. I'll be doing these live streams quite often. I feel it's very, very necessary for us to tune into our power of healing and to know that we can do it ourselves. And obviously the Warrior of Light Quantum Facilitator training is really for those who are wanting to facilitate a space of deep healing. And we're going to learn how to heal one-on-one and to create sacred containers for our clients to come through, how to call in our clients, and also learning all the tools and techniques that we need into a quantum healing session. So this is also the training that is always available whenever I have the dates. And other than that, thank you all so much for watching tonight. It was such a pleasure. Thank you so much to Humankind Center for welcoming me here and doing these amazing live stream for everyone to experience this healing that is occurring. I'm currently based in Sedona. I have a little healing center here in Sedona where I do all my sound healing and my quantum healing. So if you're ever in Sedona, please hit me up. You can find me on margasamadhi.com. I have all my events on there and all my services on there as well. And please link up on my social media, Marga Samadhi on Instagram. I do update a lot on my Instagram, most likely. So I love you all so much, and keep on cultivating this beautiful healing capacity that you hold in your hands and in your mind and in your body. And I'll see you for the next live stream.